Do you think that James Franklin, the man who just got fired from Penn State, would be a good fit for Michigan State Spartans?
Duh, 3 letters, D-U-H. I mean, if anyone disagrees with this, you are truly, you need to rethink your thoughts because I understand there's a stigma that comes with James Franklin, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy can't win big games. At least he's in the big games. At least they are big games because what game ever could Michigan State have that we're like, that's a big game? None of them. State will not play in another big game.
Nope.
At least James Franklin and Penn State got themselves, like, if your worst problem is that you can't win against top 5 teams in the country, there's much worse problems to have.
Yeah, like
winning
going
a
above
game
500
in the conference. Like winning against the team that's the worst in Power 4. That seems like an issue, a pretty alarming one. If your biggest issue is that you go 9-3 or 10-2 every year and you can't beat teams in the top 5, I'd love to get to that point. I would absolutely love to get to that point. If any Michigan State fan disagrees with this, I truly would be shocked.
James Franklin is 128-58 at Penn State. Michigan State is 30-32 in the last 5.5 years. I would be signing up for that in a heartbeat.
Of course you would.
If I'm a Michigan State fan, I would love to have James Franklin. And let's be honest, James Franklin's not going to an SEC school. Not any real meaningful one.
Well, yeah, just what SEC school even is there that's going to need a coach,
Also,
Florida, potentially.
Why would any SEC coach want to sign up for this guy? Right,
True,
you have to be
all
able to win the top 5 games.
All they do is play big games. Yeah, you're right. It's a good point.
Michigan State, you're starting from the bottom.
And now you're here.
You're starting from scratch. And you're going to have to build this thing back up. The nice part about it is you've got an AD in Jay Batt who's going to make sure you're set up to succeed. You've got the NIL. You've got the facilities and the stadium, and you've got, some lore to it. But you have to fire Jonathan Smith first. And if they do that, I think James Franklin should be the very first person that they call. I don't care about the stigma. Bring him in. It's better than not ever playing in a big football game again.
Like, it's a clear upgrade. That's like, I understand we can sit here and have all these, I was the same guy that was laughing when James Franklin lost to UCLA, man. Like, I thought it was hilarious. I was rooting against him in the Oregon game. Like, he's a fun guy to root against because he's also just kind of a loser. Like, any video you see him out in the wild, like, he is kind of just like a salty man that's just kind of just upset all the time,
Yeah, he's a loser.
Yeah,
call it as it is.
Yeah, he's just like a loser. So if that's why you don't want to hire him, then sure, maybe that's a little bit of a different story. But just from the coaching perspective, man, he's a clear upgrade. You take a guy named John Smith, who's the most boring guy in the world, out of your head coach. Sure, he's a loser. At least he's got a little bit of personality. At least he's got a little bit of something behind him. And he wins games. Like, he brings in a ton of recruits every year. They can't beat Ohio State. Neither can MSU. Anybody want to tell me the last time MSU beat Ohio State? Exactly. 2014, probably. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can sit here and talk about that he doesn't win big games. MSU hasn't won a big game in years, man. The fact that he gets to even play in big games is saying something in general. Obviously, it's going to take some time to get to that point, but still, I'm all in on this. I think it's semi-realistic as well. The issue is
you got to fire Smith.
You got to fire Smith first, and that clearly hasn't happened yet. And I don't know when it's going to happen because this week was kind of perfect for it. Maybe it is an off-season thing just because of the buyout that's there. Like, maybe it truly is just a wait till the season's over type of thing. Potentially, Jay Batt wants to do a full evaluation. I could see it. But I don't know. We'll find out.
By the way, the last time Michigan State beat Ohio State was 2015 in Columbus.
15, yes.
17
I remember
14.
that was the game where I'm forgetting the kicker's name, where he did this running down the field like with the windmill. Yeah, exactly. That was good.
A whole decade. We got a text coming in that says, "Do not pay Jonathan Smith to leave. I'm sick of these guys leaving with millions of dollars to go elsewhere. Make him stay and suffer through the booze that he deserves." Yeah, no, I'm out on that. I'm out on Michigan State just losing every game with a bad head coach who's checked out. Sorry, I'd rather win games. And I think Jonathan Smith being gone is the best way to do that. James Franklin being in would be the best way to do that as well. And look, there's probably going to be a lot of programs that come calling about James Franklin. I honestly think that this Michigan State thing is realistic and somewhat. Look, you're starting from the bottom. You're starting from scratch. I get it. You're not taking over something that has potential. But if you bring in James Franklin, I think you have a chance to keep Childs and Marsh. It's not likely, but it gives you a better chance to keep those guys than anything else. He's going to bring in a whole new staff. He's shown that he can win. Obviously, this year didn't go as planned for Penn State, but that would be the better coach than Michigan State has had in a long time. Long time. He wins 3 of every 2 games, or 2 of every 3 games that he played, that he coached for Penn State. Michigan State, they're a 500 team the last 5 years.
And it's just, it would bring hopefully, some sort of quick turnaround as well, right?
That's what you'd hope for, like a Signetti turnaround.
It doesn't seem like it would be something that's going to take James Franklin 5 years to figure out, because that's kind of what it seems like it is with Jonathan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to maybe give Jonathan Smith a little bit of slack, because we are in an era now of college football where if you don't turn it around right away, you're the worst coach in the conference. But that is kind of just the truth.
It's exactly what happened to Jonathan Smith.
It's exactly what's happening. Like, he brought in a true freshman quarterback from Oregon State that never played and gave him the keys and didn't surround him with the right pieces. And maybe he was going to do that down the line, or maybe there's some younger guys on that offensive line that he feels are going to be big in a couple of years. The issue is, couple of years is a phrase that can't be used anymore in college football.
Nope.
It's what's ever going on right now. And as unfortunate as for him, there's a reason why Michigan State made the switch at athletic director. And we had called this out the second that this happened, you know? That's what it is now. It's all about football. Jay Batt is all about football. Jonathan Smith clearly is not the answer for Michigan State, and I think we're going to find out who the next guy is. I think there's a lot of other good candidates as well. I've honestly been doing a lot of deep diving on this, surprisingly, because they still haven't fired the guy.
Yeah, your coach is still employed.
Yeah, there's a lot of good options, I believe, but James Franklin is for sure 1A, S tier in his own.
9